morning from beautiful sunny Virginia. It's a gorgeous morning right now. It's supposed to be toasty this week. I think 94 today and 93 or 4 tomorrow, and then a little bit of rain Saturday and like 92. So looking forward to some sunny weather today, though. 12 race cards, so we have the steeplechase events, so we get started early. So I'm just taking my walk a little bit earlier than normal, and I'm really loving the Friday afternoons just because it's nice to kind of have a day before you go to work. But yeah, but then the turnaround of Saturday is tough because you got to go to bed and get right back up. Yeah, real tough. I have it really tough here in Virginia. But yeah, we're a third of the way through the season. Obviously, Arlington Million now looms on the horizon about 10 days from now. And I got a lot planned between then. Today, I thought I would show you all my equipment that I use for announcing. I was trying to because last Saturday's video, I didn't really have any kind of theme. And I realized I need to have some kind of focus for most of these days that aren't big days. And so I wanted to show you my binoculars, my headset, kind of the whole setup in the office as today. So I'm gonna finish my walk, we'll head to Whole Foods, and we will go to the races. All right, so just finished our second jump race of the day, one more to go, and then we have 9 flat races to go. But I wanted to show some of my equipment and the setup here in the booth today. I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to feature because we haven't done that. So let me start with the kind of the audio setup. So this is kind of the little audio corner I got here. There's actually a camera here where I used to do on-camera stuff, but we decided that better to keep my face off the air. But anyways, this is a little box that has the bugle, the call to post, and the national anthem on it. I can also stop it if I hit the wrong one. I did that at Tampa a year or two ago. We had veterans out doing the flag the colors presentation, and I hit the bugle call instead of the anthem call. That was about the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. But that's right there. So every time we don't have a live bugler here, I just pop the button and we hear the call to post. This is my on-off switch for the races. The left one is just literally on and off, and then this one, if I hold it down, I can talk to the TV people who are right down the hall if they have questions about a post parade or if I have questions about something. And then both tracks, I have a Sennheiser microphone. Let me see if I can get this to show. There we go. The Sennheiser 26, which I think is actually the exact same one I have at Tampa. The one I have at Tampa has 2 earpieces though, and I always keep only one on. At Tampa, I have the right ear kind of going off onto the side of my forehead. I like to hear myself, the audio in my left ear, and then nothing in my right. I like to hear the room and not just be completely in the headphones. I also heard once that if you have both ears covered with headphones, sometimes you end up sounding more nasally because you just do because of how you're hearing yourself. So that's my audio setup, though. All right, so these old dogs are my binoculars. These are a Swarovski SLC 10x50. If you ever see binoculars, they'll usually have 2 numbers, and it'll be 8x42, 10x50, 12x56, 15 sometimes. The first number is the magnification. So these are 10x power. So basically, they show you 10 times. 10 times in the normal view here. And then the 50 is the millimeter width of the opening. So these are 50 millimeters at the end. I bought these, actually, let me rephrase that. My mom bought these for me as a gift after my first year announcing in Cincinnati. I had bought a pair of cheap binoculars to practice with in my first year, and she told me, she said, if you're going to do this as a career, you should have a good set. And so she bought me these. They're made in Austria, which I think it says right there. I got bad lighting here. There we go. Yeah, Austria, made in Austria. There you go. And there's the little dial that you can set them on. For some reason, nowadays, the little micro adjustment there, I have to point it to the left a few notches. But yeah, so essentially you just adjust the big adjustment wheels on top there, and then there's a little micro one there, and it kind of balances out, I guess. And my eyes are corrected to be ideal, and it wasn't until early this meet where I had to switch around that micro adjustment thing on the inside. But I've had these again now since 2007, so 17 years. So I've always used a tripod or a monopod. I prefer to sit down as opposed to stand up, But here, because of the way the mirror or the windows fog up, I have to often stand up and hang out the window. But either way, I kind of put the little monopod, it just kind of lands on the chair, like right between my legs there, and I can spin in a circle and call the race. And I'll kind of, I think I've shown that on the vlog before, but maybe I'll show one today. But yeah, it just goes into a little Velcro harness there that holds them in place. And there's a little wheel on here, so I can loosen that, and that way it's more mobile to move around. So right now they're fixed, but if I loosen it just a notch there, you can see that it gives, and so it's a ball bearing, and so I have a little more range of motion when I'm calling the race. But I mentioned I dropped these out the window at Gulfstream West. It wasn't really a grandstand. We were in like 3 trailers stacked on one another, and I had them laying on the sill of the window, and the stewards came like running up, and it kind of scared me, and so I jolted and knocked the binoculars, and they went flying out much, not quite as far as like from up here. We're like 5 stories up here, but at least 30 feet. And oddly enough, it was a Belmont Stakes winning trainer, Jenna Antonucci, who went and grabbed them and told me that she goes, I think they're okay. And they weren't broken on the outside, but they were shattered on the inside. And so when they were broken, it was the last day I was there, so it was the end of the meet. I was driving back cross country, and I thought, oh God, I'm gonna have to buy a new set of binoculars. And if you look these up, they're not cheap, but they've been great. And so I thought, well, I got 15 years out of them. That's not bad, because I knew they were out of warranty. It was a 10-year warranty. So at some point, I was telling my mom, I was on the phone with her when I was in like the middle of Texas, and she goes, well, maybe just call the Swarovski, and maybe they just fix them. And so I called them, and they said, yeah, well, you mail them in, and then we'll send you a quote for a price. I was figuring it was going to be like $400, $500, $600. They called back a couple weeks later, and they said, okay, you have a broken lens in the left one, the right one's this. I'm like, okay. And they go, it'll be $75 to fix it. I go, what? I said, fix it, let's go. And so they sent it back. I'm convinced they just put everything new on it, because like the coating on the outside was new, like all the kind of the green coating. The eye cups were new because one of them was broken before, and so I think they just sent me a new pair of binoculars. It was the best customer service experience I've ever had. Like the lady, when I first called, the people on the phone answered every question I had. It was cheap, given what, like I said, a new pair is a couple $1,000s. So I was happy to pay $75, and I've had them again since 2007 now, and hope to have them as long as I call races. But Sevilla drifts out while in front and wins it by a length. Susie's Pride was second, long way back to Cuckoo in third, and Shomnola holds fourth. One of the things I do between races, I usually do it for 6 of the 9 races. So like race 1 and 2, race 4 and 5, race 7 and 8, is go on with Caitlin, our analyst, and just kind of offer a pick or something I think the tote board is showing, and just a little quick nugget. So we'll get ready to do that now. Yeah, I do want to touch on one of the ones. That's the 7 Goishla. I just think there's question marks with the favorite, obviously the surface, and I'm not that impressed with any of the other ones that have run. The problem is a lot of the barns that are debuting here don't necessarily hit with first time out, but at 15-1 on Goishla, Angel Rodriguez at Tampa once in a while will sneak up and have one run pretty well. So I thought that one was a little interesting, and actually the one you mentioned, number 5, Shomnola. More bugs. This one's green. Now taking a little walk between races. I guess we're a little before race 8. Horses are coming over there. You can see right there. Actually, those are the tractors. Horses are already in the paddock. But it is hot out. It's been nice and cool in the booth this year, but it's like 93. But it's not humid today, which makes it not too bad. So gate crew's getting set up and ready there, right down there. And we'll go a mile here on turf. So we're winding down here. We got, what do we got? 3 more races left to go, 10, 11, and 12. We're going straight from the paddock to the post now. It's pretty warm out. It's like 93 or 94. So they're going to just keep the horses out under tack for less time. So that makes, it's obviously the right thing to do, smart thing to do. The jocks requested it, so we're doing it. But for me, it means I got to memorize before they come out. So a little trickier, but not a big deal. But anyways, appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a Friday evening cards. The Friday evenings have been my favorite thus far, so I'm looking forward to that. Hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend.